Hello everyone. Breath of the Wild is a masterpiece of computer programming. It came out 5 years ago, that recently, and hardly anything before that has been as good or better. It's actually pretty mind-blowing, and only Nintendo could pull something like that off. That's the power they have, ladies and gentlemen. And if you couldn't tell, this is a sequel to episode 69, The Legend of Zilch. And there's something odd about that one. I was watching it like 1 or 2 weeks ago. It was actually good. I was actually enjoying myself with it. Maybe I am beating myself up a bit too much about these older videos. I'm not saying they're all good, I mean, hell no, but maybe if I gave more of them a chance, I could find that they have moments. A few of them have moments. Maybe more than what I think right now. They're not all bad, I mean. I'm sure I'm gonna find a hidden gem. But anyway, so my two favorite games ever are both Zelda games, and they're Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is only number 2 though. Ocarina of Time, number 1. However though, I found less flaws with Breath of the Wild than I did with Ocarina of Time. In Ocarina of Time, I had quite a bit of things to say that I didn't care for too much. In this game though, I hardly found anything to complain about. Like, hardly anything. If I had to say something, it would be that you have to warp to view your total shrine count and Korok count and stuff like that. I don't know why that information couldn't have been in the pause menu. I mean, you could just take a picture with the Switch's picture function while it's loading the next area, but I don't know, I just felt like it could have just been in the menus or something. But that's just a nitpick, guys. That's really all I have to say. However, though, and you guys aren't going to believe this, and I wish I was making it up, but I looked up what you get for getting all 900 of the Korok seeds, you know? And, it's actually kind of embarrassing. You would not believe this isn't a Zelda game. I'm sure some of you guys already know what it is, but this could be a spoiler alert for those of you that don't know, so if you actually care to get all the Koroks and then go to Hestu in the Lost Woods, go ahead, but I'm warning you, the reward is not worth it. Clearly, it's just bragging rights. It's not like they intended you to find all 900 of them. I mean, it's not like they have a problem with it, but it's not something that you're intended to do, you know what I mean? But the reward you get for getting all of them is a golden piece of crap. I am not kidding. I wish I was making that up. You can look up the footage yourself. It's a golden piece of crap. What else would it be? That is beyond the weirdest thing ever. I mean, maybe it's not as weird as the things you see in Japan, but that's probably the worst reward you could have ever gotten. It's basically Nintendo saying, oh, you like playing our game, you like 100%ing it, well guess what? I mean, I would have rather gotten nothing. Nothing would have been better than this. I mean, it would be cool if they gave us some sort of cool weapon or whatever, but I would have literally rather gotten nothing. It actually blows my mind a little bit that there's actually a pile of turds in a Zelda game. I wish I was making that up, guys, but I'm not. It's actually kind of sad if you think about it, but it hurts my feelings. But anyway, so, okay, but that didn't come from me, though. Like, I never got all 900 of the Koroks. I only got like a sixth of that. So, obviously, I didn't even know that until I looked it up. So, that wasn't an issue for me. It's just, why? When does Nintendo put poo in their own game? Well, anyways. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Because I hardly found any complaints with this game, that kind of defeats the purpose of the episode, right? Well, we're going to look at complaints other people have had with the game. I watched a video that had like 10 of them, and I would say a lot of these are just whines. It's kind of your fault some of the time. But we will go over a few of them and see if they could have improved on this or not. We'll see if it's really an issue. I'm not going to go over all 10, maybe like 3. So the first complaint I hear a lot of people talk about is the weapon durability. Never before in Zelda's history have we had weapons that actually break. We could use our sword and slash it as much as we want, but in this game, we gotta carry around so many weapons and it gets ridiculous. Now look, I will admit I do have a problem with that. However though, this was before I knew about Hestu. Like, he moves locations, and you can follow him to get more upgrades with your Korok seeds. and he'll eventually just go to the Lost Woods and stay there permanently. But yeah, my inventory for weapons and shields and arrows is pretty damn small. But there's a way around that, guys. You can upgrade your slots to be huge. And really, they give you an abundance of weapons. Now, I don't know exactly why they chose to make the weapons breakable. Maybe it would have broken the game a little. I don't know, I mean, I'm sure they have a reason, but I guess it's because it's open world and they want you to find weapons yourself and explore the world more. I don't know, I mean, Breath of the Wild is one of those weird games that you can be in like 40 minutes. All you gotta do is get off the Great Plateau and you're gonna go straight to the Hyrule Castle if you're that skilled. Zelda has always been about those kind of options, mostly. Like, even in the original Zelda, you can choose to ignore the guy that gives you the sword and just fight the game without it, if you're that hardcore. So really, difficulty levels are given to you within the game. There's not like an option at the beginning that says easy, medium, hard, or whatever. I mean, I think in Breath of the Wild at least, though, there could be a master mode. I don't know if that means that the game's harder or not, I don't know. But basically, the breakable weapon thing, if you know where to go to get your upgrades and stuff, you can get that baby to go to like 20 or something. So there's really no reason to complain. You got an abundance of weapons here. It's almost like they make up for not having just one unbreakable one. I just don't know why they chose to do that, but whatever. Alright, now this next complaint is about climbing mountains. There's kind of two that fall under this category. First of all, the rain. Now, yes, I will admit the rain is a pain in the bitch. The rain makes it harder for you to climb, and you have to, like, time, like, say you go up 5 of whatever these are called, you do 5 of this, and then you fall down. Well, sometimes you gotta do just 4 and then jump, and then you fall down a little bit, but you're not as low as you were before, and you just climb that way. Players complain that it's kind of a pain in the ass. I do admit that it is kind of tedious, but I don't know. They could have made it to where you could climb just fine in the rain. Would that have affected the game any? I don't know, but what would have affected the game is if you didn't have stamina. You see, stamina is like your energy. You can upgrade it from 1 wheel to 3, but if you didn't have it, the game would be too easy probably, because you could climb any mountain without any problems, and clearly spots in the game that Nintendo wanted you to upgrade your stamina first before being able to climb over or explore even. They want you to get experience with the world. That's kind of what I said earlier with the breaking weapons thing. They want you to explore the world they created. Otherwise they wouldn't have created it. If you want to just go straight to Hyrule Castle after getting off the plateau, you can. But most of the gamers that want this game to last a while, yeah, they're gonna explore the world and try to make the Hyrule Castle easier for themselves. But yeah, running out of stamina at the top of a mountain can be hard, even with all 3 wheels. There's still some mountains that are huge in this game. But again, nothing to complain about because you can make elixirs and cook meals with certain ingredients, and that will give you boosts in stamina. And like, you can keep eating those as much as you want. So technically speaking, what I said earlier would be irrelevant, because if you just had just one stamina wheel and you went around collecting the stamina shrooms or whatever and you just mix them in with other stuff, you could just keep eating that on the side of a mountain and keep boosting your stamina technically. So wouldn't that break the game? Well, it doesn't, so I'm not complaining. Nintendo knows what they're doing. They know how to make their games easy. It's pretty incredible what they're capable of. But speaking of cooking stuff, I'm gonna get to our last complaint that I hear people talk about, which would be no recipe book. What's the deal with this one? I don't understand. When I play Breath of the Wild and when I need more food, I usually just throw together random crap. But I guess some people just want to get the best out of their meals and they just want to remember how to cook every meal, but they can't. It's kind of a memory thing. I don't know, I mean, you can hold like 3 of those menus worth of meals, and I usually don't have a problem with it. I know some enemies can knock you out pretty hard, but that's the thing, you can keep eating. And yeah, I know you want to get the best out of your meals, like I said earlier, but I don't know. I think you would probably be just fine with just cooking up a bunch of meat and stuff. It would be cool if it memorized the recipes for you, so you wouldn't have to just memorize them in your brain, but Hey man, I didn't have a problem with that. So, in conclusion, these are nitpicks, and I thought the game would be perfectly playable during all this, except for maybe during the rain. It kind of was a pain in the ass, but other than that, yeah, it's a perfectly playable game. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's more complaints about the game that you had personally, but as far as I can tell, none of you are watching. If I feel like this can continue and be really good, I might even cover more Zelda games in the future and talk about their flaws. That's only if this one does well and I enjoy this episode, you know. But at the very least, it's going to be better than that stupid ass Territory of the Low IQs, right? Now, let me tell you a bit of news real quick. Yeah, so the microphone function on my movie editing software is broken. However, though, I found a way to make it work on GarageBand. So technically speaking, I can make my voice appear in clips if I wanted to. It's gonna be more work, but as long as it works, it's fine, I guess. I mean, I would like it if it just didn't break on me for no reason, but whatever. So that was this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.